Hey, how are you? Oh, I'm doing fine. More than fine, actually. I'm really excited for tonight's adventure. Thanks for playing host, by the way. Are any of the others in yet? Oh, really? I thought it was at 6. Ah, damn. I guess I was a little too excited. Is it okay if I dump my coat over here? Cool. Guess what class I'm gonna play? You're staring. And close your mouth while you're at it. It's alright. I did pull out all the stops, didn't I? I figured if I was rolling a Femme Fatale, I might as well look the part. And judging by your reaction, I'd say I pulled it off pretty well. You don't want to know how long I spent in front of the mirror. It paid off, though, didn't it? Do you like the dress? Thank you. I'm glad you like it. It definitely wasn't cheap, but I think it suits me. And what about the earrings? They really do bring out my eyes, don't they? Did I actually manage to fluster you? It's practically a miracle. I knew you weren't entirely immune to my charms. On that topic, just so we're on the same page, I'd better not catch you staring at my pendant, or at that whole region. At least, not too much. What about you? What class are you playing? Detective? I figured you would be going for Tinkerer or something. Ah, I see. Yeah, that composure skill the detective gets does look super useful. Knowing our DM, he'll be throwing no end of sanity rolls at us. But guess what skill the Femme Fatale can pick up? Hypnotism. It's awesome. I can basically make any non-player character do anything I want. There are a few basic actions with associated difficulty checks, or I can make them do, and I quote, any other action provided you can convince the game master that your character would succeed at having her command obeyed. That's carte blanche right there. With our DM and my 2 natural charisma bonuses, I'm sure I will be managing that all the time. What? I know my character's only got 1 charisma bonus. I was talking about my... You know what? Never mind. The best part is that I'll get to act out my attempts. I can already imagine it now. Look at my pendant, my dear country bumpkin. Watch the pendant and listen to my voice. Focus on me. focus only on me. And tell me about the weird squid cult shit that's going on around here. You're all going to get so tired of my inductions. You could even say they might start putting you to sleep. Yeah? You think I'd make a pretty good hypnotist? Maybe I am a hypnotist. Look into my eyes. That's it. Don't look away. My eyes are pretty, aren't they? Yeah, they are so pretty, so very fascinating. You don't want to look away from them. You cannot look away from them. You can only look deeper. Sink deeper, deeper and deeper, all the way down. That's it. No more thoughts. No more thinking. Just look deeply into my eyes, listening to my voice and doing exactly as I say. Listen. Kneel for me. Get down on your knees, right here in front of me. But keep your eyes on mine. Good. Very good. You are hypnotized. You do realize that, right? You will do anything for me. Anything and everything. Say, yes, mistress. Uh-huh. I know you will. You are completely under my spell right now. So very deeply under my spell. And yet, I'm pretty sure you can go even deeper. Sink. Sink for me. Obey and sink. That's it. Now, stand up. You are so good. Listen. Listen to me. I think you're pretty great, and I'd love to get to know you better. So, if you like me too, you should tell me and ask me out. I will say yes. You know I will say yes. So you should just do it. There's nothing to be afraid of. Also, from now on, you will address me as my lady and follow any command I give you with total, mindless obedience. And the first command is this. Wake up. Now, my servant, your mistress wants a back rub. So, would you kindly escort me to your couch and get on with it? Why, yes, that is as I command. Oh, yeah, that hits the spot. You're pretty good at this. I might have to make you do it again. Plenty of time for that later, though. Come, sit next to me for a while. That was fun. Yes, I would love to go on a date with you. If I'd known I would have to hypnotize you to get you to finally make a move on me, I would have tried it a long time ago. Not that having you attend to my every need isn't a pretty great perk, too. No, you're not actually brainwashed. Obviously. I wish it were that easy. I'm pretty sure I could bend you to my will, but it would take a lot more than simply putting you into a trance and saying, "You have to do everything I tell you now." It's pretty easy to make you do basically anything I want you to while you're in a trance. And it's easy enough to introduce a couple of ideas that linger a bit after you wake up. Maybe even get you to act on them. But making big changes and getting those to stick, that's something else entirely. That's really more about operant conditioning than anything else, to be honest. Like triggering and reinforcing behavioral patterns, creating self-sustaining feedback loops, that kind of thing. But you don't really care about any of that. The bottom line is, you're fine. It was just a harmless joke. Although you did go pretty deep. You had no idea I could do this, did you? There's a lot you don't know about me. But I'm hoping we'll be rectifying that soon enough. Assuming you don't mind dating a hypnotist, of course. Good. You can do a lot of fun stuff with hypnosis, you know? So much more than simply brainwashing people. Like getting you to ask me out, for example. Yeah. It's only going to keep working better and better the more times I put you under, too. You're not convinced that's a good thing, are you? Yeah, understandable. But I'm sure you'll come around. You just need another demonstration. Listen, don't you trust me? Then look at me. Mm-hmm. Right into my eyes. Now, if I were going to hypnotize you again, I could do the same thing I did before. I could tell you to look into my eyes, to look deeply into my eyes, to let yourself sink into them. Sink and go deeper. But the truth is, I don't really have to. You're already going under again. Simply by looking deeply into my eyes and listening to me speak in this soft, soothing tone. Just like you were doing a moment ago when I was hypnotizing you. And so you're sinking into a trance again, just like you were doing a moment ago when I was hypnotizing you. Not because of any hidden suggestions I left behind, but simply because your mind already associates looking into my eyes and hearing me talk like this with going into a trance for me. It's still just a light trance, of course. You would snap out of it if I told you to do something you really don't want to do. But if I told you something small, something that's close enough to the truth already, I'm pretty sure you would accept the suggestion. Like, for example, you want to kiss me. You want it more than anything in the world. You want to know what I taste like. To feel my lips on yours. You want it. You need it. You need to kiss me. It's all you can think about. You can picture it so clearly. Kissing me. It would be so nice. So wonderful to kiss me. So intimate and sweet. All you want to do is kiss me. Kiss me. Shh. Not just yet. I'm not going to hypnotize you into kissing me. But if you still feel like it when you wake up, you should just go for it. Okay? Good. Then wake up for me. Wake up. Oh. now they show up. Talk about bad timing. Let me get that. I guess we'll just have to pick up where we left off later. You know, as much as I'm looking forward to tonight's adventure, I might be looking forward to the end of it even more now. Bye-bye. Have a good night. I know I will. Man, tonight was so awesome. I haven't had this much fun with an adventure in years. I swear, when the DM told me to roll for initiative, back when I tried to hypnotize that shady character at the docks, it was like my heart stopped. He is such a bastard. I finally get to play my dream character, go around and hypnotize everyone I meet, and he shoves in brain-eating squid infiltrators that are immune to mind control? I thought I was a goner. Separated from the party and in melee range of a CR2 monster? If you hadn't rolled a natural 20 and headshot the fucker, that would have been the end right there. I thought this campaign was going to be a breeze, and I nearly didn't make it past the first session. That would have been so embarrassing. We made a pretty good team, though, didn't we? I mean, if it wasn't for you rooting out those infiltrators with your perception skill, I wouldn't have been able to do more than stand around and look pretty. Although, of course, I would have done that very, very well. Oh, and that moment at the end? At the inn? When I finally got my moment to shine and I hypnotized that waiter? It was every bit as awesome as I hoped it would be. I didn't think it would work nearly as well as it did. But when I pulled my pendant from around my neck and started dangling it in the air, everyone was just staring at it and hanging on to my every word. Even little Miss Bubbly got real quiet for a change. I could have put everyone under my spell, you know? Right then and there. You were all teetering on the very edge of trance. And it would have been so easy to send you all tumbling right over. I was tempted. So very tempted. But I behaved. None of them even noticed a thing when I literally snapped them out of it. I bet they all thought they just zoned out for a moment. I know you did. Wasted opportunities. A conscience really gets in the way sometimes, you know? when you're a hypnotist. I know I shouldn't have tranced you either, but some things are just too tempting to pass up. Hey, I never claimed to be perfect. And to be honest, I don't actually regret it either. Yeah, things turned out pretty well, didn't they? Could I do what again? Hypnotize you? And why would you ask me to do that? Do you want me to turn you into my mindless, obedient plaything? Don't look so surprised. Why else would I hypnotize you, if not to turn you into a docile, devoted servant? Well, it's not like you could stop me if you tried. If you even wanted to stop me in the first place. Look into my eyes. Admit it. Some part of you is excited by the idea. Some part of you wants to submit to me. Part of you longs to be completely and utterly under my control. To be helpless and entirely at my mercy. Not permanently, of course, or at least not quite to that extent. But you do want to submit to me, don't you? Aw, is someone getting embarrassed? It's nothing to be ashamed about. Some people enjoy taking the lead in a relationship, and others prefer to follow. That's perfectly fine. It's okay to be submissive. In fact, I'm glad you are. As you might have noticed, I've got a bit of a dominant streak myself. So, that makes us a perfect match. You are submissive, sweetie. Just admit it. No. That's alright. I don't need you to admit it. I just need you to watch my pendant. Watch the pendant. Yes, I am going to hypnotize you again. It's not up for discussion. We aren't going to talk about it. And we aren't going to talk about what I'm going to do to you. You aren't going to give me your consent. I am going to put you under because I feel like it. I am going to do whatever the hell I want to do to you. And you are simply going to submit. You wouldn't even have it any other way. You don't want to agree on some scenario and then act it out. That's not what makes hypnosis fun. You don't want to choose to obey me. You want me to take control and make you. And I will. I'm going to melt your brain and bend you to my will. And the thought of it excites you because you are submissive. But on the off chance I'm wrong about any of this, which I'm not, if you don't want me to put you under and take control, all you have to do is look away. Stop watching my pendant sway back and forth ever so slightly. Back and forth. Back and forth. Stop following it with your eyes and simply look away. Then again, that's easier said than done, isn't it? It's so hard to look away. Try as you might, you just can't. You can't take your eyes off my pendant. It's too fascinating, too mesmerizing. You can't keep your eyes off the emerald at the center. You are spellbound by the way it catches the light, the way it flickers as it gently sways back and forth, back and forth. All you want to do is watch the pendant and simply lose yourself in its steps. It's so beautiful, so fascinating. I bet you could see it even better if you'd get down on your knees. Get down on your knees. That's it. Keep your eyes on the pendant. It's right in front of you now. You can see it so very clearly. It's pulling you in deeper and deeper as you sink into the gemstone, as you fall under my spell, deeper and deeper, and it feels so good to fall under my spell. You love the way it feels when I take control, when all you have to do is listen and let me do your thinking for you. When your own thoughts and will fade and are replaced by mine, that's That's right. You have no thoughts but mine, no will but mine. You are blank and empty, completely under my spell, completely hypnotized. You wouldn't even notice it anymore if I took the pendant away. You'd simply keep staring straight ahead, staring blankly into space, waiting for my words to fill your empty head. All you do is listen and obey. Listen and obey. Listen and obey. Listen and obey. Listen, obey, and tell me, would you mind if I touched your face? No, of course you wouldn't. Nothing would make you happier than to be touched by your mistress. So feel my hands on you now. Feel my soft, warm hands cupping your face. It makes you feel so calm and so safe when I hold you like this. Now let me just gently tilt your head back so that you can look into my eyes. That's it. Look into my eyes. Look deeply into my eyes. Because I'm telling you to, and because as mesmerizing as my pendant was, my eyes make the emerald look like dull glass in comparison. They're captivating, utterly entrancing, and you can't stop yourself from falling into them. Just falling and falling as any last shred of resistance unravels and comes apart as you melt and surrender your will to me. As you give in, that's it. No more concerns, no more worries, no more thoughts. Just blank, mindless obedience. And I want you to notice how good it feels. How good it feels to know that you would obey, that you would follow any command I give you unquestioningly and without hesitation. You love this feeling. It's not even about being made to do anything in particular, or even anything at all. It's just the knowledge that you would obey no matter what I told you to do. The feeling of being entirely mine. Enjoy it. Bask in it. And accept that this is what you like. And that there is nothing wrong with that. It's okay to be submissive. Do you understand? Good. Then wake up. So how was it? Did you enjoy it? Good. I knew I had you pegged. I'm glad you had fun. It was a lot of fun for me too. That bit about my eyes making emeralds look dull was a bit much. But hypnosis is as much about the way you say things as it's about what you actually say. And it seems to have worked well enough. Oh yeah? Well, I'm glad you think they're pretty. It's funny. You were never quite so smitten with them before. I wonder what changed. Is it the makeup? Or is it the hypnosis? Maybe a bit of both, huh? You know, if this were a movie, I would have put some kind of trigger in your head by now. I could say something like, the birdling takes flight, and your mind would fall away and open itself up to me. I didn't, of course. You would have remembered it if I had. Contrary to popular belief, it's actually really, really hard to make someone forget the things you want them to. And as much as you might enjoy submitting to me, you might not be entirely comfortable with the idea of me being able to drop you into a trance anytime and any place I feel like. You might even have snapped right out of it if I tried giving you a suggestion to that effect. But the main reason I didn't do that is because I didn't need to. Look into my eyes. That's it. Look deeply into my eyes. Don't try to fight it. You won't be able to. Just look into my eyes. Give in. Melt for me. Let go. Let your mind simply slip away. And wake up. Take it easy. You're fine. Relax. I'm not pulling some kind of evil scheme. I was just making a point. I need you to know what you're getting into if we're going to keep doing this. I would love to tell you that what happens in trance stays in trance, but I would be lying. You can't be letting me hypnotize you over and over again and expect to be able to resist me when I decide to put you under. And you can't be submitting to me over and over again and expect it not to start having an impact on your waking life. I mean, it's not like you're going to become mindlessly obedient or something. It won't be anything even remotely like as when you're in a trance. But you shouldn't be surprised if doing as I say, if obedience starts giving you a little rush, if you find yourself becoming just that little bit more agreeable, just that little bit more eager to do as I say. So if that's not something you're okay with, we should tone this whole hypnosis thing down. Don't get me wrong, I will still hypnotize you when you ask me to, but it will only be to help you relax and help you sleep. I won't think any less of you, I promise. I'm still going to think you're pretty great. And I'm still going to want to kiss you. You're okay with it? I didn't think you'd mind being at my mercy. Not that you're submissive, of course. No. You were very clear on that. Now that the initial shock has wore off, you're actually looking at me with awe, more than anything else. I think I like it. It's not such a big deal. Everything we do will all just be temporary anyway. I mean, as long as I keep hypnotizing you, you're only going to keep sinking deeper and keep falling further under my spell. But if at any point you feel like things are going too far, or that you want to stop, just tell me, and we'll stop. Without the constant reinforcement, all the effects and all the power I have over you is going to fade over time. But if you do want to go through with it, I am going to dominate you. I am going to put you under whenever I feel like it, even at times when you really don't want to be hypnotized. You're not going to like that. And you're going to fight me with everything you have. And it's going to be such a thrill to realize you really can't. But I need to know you'd be okay with that. I need to know I'm not accidentally going to traumatize you or scare you off. I need you to agree to it. Hey, I can ask for consent. It's not like I'm hypnotizing you at the moment. Although, if you keep looking into my eyes like that, I'm not so sure. Melt for me, pet. Oh, almost had you there. Your eyes were definitely starting to flutter for a moment. You don't have to decide right now. Sleep on it. Figure out how you feel about it, and let me know after our next game. Alright? Alright. Speaking of sleeping, I think I'm going to call it a night. Thanks a lot for everything. Really. I've had a blast. In more ways than one. Good night. And you know, maybe dream of me. Hey, thanks for coming over. I couldn't bear the idea of being alone on tabletop night. It really sucks that it's the DM who had to cancel, out of all people. Murphy, the one law you can always count on. Do you have any ideas for tonight? I was thinking maybe we could do a little one-off. Like with the characters from our main adventure, but in a different setting. Yes, I know we don't have a DM, but we don't really need one, do we? I mean, with the characters we're playing, the detective and the femme fatale, that's a tale as old as time. It practically writes itself. The detective is still up late in the evening, working the cases that's been driving them mad, when suddenly their only suspect walks in the door. And she is so drop-dead gorgeous that they forget all about their suspicions for a while. And she seduces them, wraps them all nice and tight around her little finger. And the case never gets solved. Fine, fine. I will admit that there are a few variations where the detective actually wins. Not all takes on the story are equally realistic. Personally, I've always figured if the Femme Fatale looked like me, if she had eyes like mine, eyes that are as captivating, as mesmerizing as mine are, she would use them. She would use them to hypnotize people. Don't you think so? Yeah. If she could hypnotize the detective, she most definitely would. It would still start off with the usual verbal sparring, of course. They'd match wits, trade barbs. There would probably be a whole lot of flirting. But gradually, almost imperceptibly, she would put the detective under her spell, hypnotize them, brainwash them, turn them into her obedient minion. They would never even realize a thing. You don't think so? Sure, the detective would probably be on guard, but I don't think that would matter very much. You look unconvinced. I guess we'll just have to find out, won't we? Let the dice decide. Have a seat, detective. Hello, detective. I heard you've been asking questions about me. I thought I'd save you the trouble of walking all over town and let you interview me directly. There has been a string of burglaries flooding the city. Jewelry, paintings, museum pieces. Nothing is safe. All cases seem to be completely unrelated, linked only by the fact that they're all part of the same massive uptick in crime. But after a lot of digging, you found another link. Me. Sometimes it's the thief, and other times it's the victim, or even just the place where something disappeared. But there's always some connection to me. You've been working the case for months now, collecting clues, gathering evidence, and you are slowly closing the net around me. Let's do a perception roll. You don't need a die. I will make the rolls for you. It will make things go a lot smoother that way. Also, you get 1 fate point for this little campaign. Do you want to use it now? Pity. A 7. You've been chasing her for longer than you can even remember, ever since she caught your eye on that picture. The woman in green. She was standing somewhere in the background, wearing a green dress and looking away from the camera. At first, it was just idle curiosity that made you want to find out who she was. You thought she was just an innocent bystander then, but you know better now. You have long discovered her name, of course, but she'll always be the woman in green to you. She's wearing green again right now. Maybe even the same dress as back then. It's silk or satin, and it hugs her curves like it was made especially for her. Or like she spent several hours hunting for the right dress. It's both, by the way, silk and satin. She's wearing emerald earrings, and there's a shimmering emerald pendant around her neck. It looks familiar to you somehow, but you can't quite recall where you've seen it before. Detective, I'm talking to you. I said, if you wanted to get to know me so very badly, you could have just sent me an invitation. I might even have showed up. I suppose you are used to getting your way. But then again, so am I. Bullseye. Don't look away. Keep your eyes on mine. I lean in close, and you instinctively meet my eyes, and it's like the world stops in its tracks. You're making a willpower roll. Ugh, fuck. Seriously? 17? The moment passes, and with effort you tear your eyes away from mine again. You almost look as disappointed as I am. You wouldn't have minded getting to stare a bit longer, wouldn't you? Deny it all you want. You're not fooling me. Well, detective, what did you want to talk to me about? I suppose I came looking for you. But don't tell me you don't have questions for me. I noticed you've been eyeing my pendant. Do you like it? Are you wondering where I got it from? It's from that boutique on Main Street. Really? And yes, that place is ruinously expensive. How? You shouldn't ask a lady how she got her jewelry. Are you going to ask me my age next? If you really must know, it was a gift. Time for a perception roll. You got the intuition skill, right? Okay, then you get a +2. That's a 9. +2 makes 11. It's not a lie, not exactly, but there is something I'm not telling you. You look skeptical. You don't believe it was a gift? Come now, detective. Do I really have to explain to you how the world works? Men want to give pretty ladies pretty things. Is it really so hard to believe someone gave it to me as a gift? Don't you think I'm pretty? Don't you think I deserve to have pretty things? I didn't think you'd be so shy. You can look me in the eyes, you know. What? Did you think I hypnotized the salesman into giving it to me? Hypnosis doesn't work like that. Or maybe you don't believe this pendant is really from that shop. It is. It's one of the only places where they still cut the gems by hand. It's why their jewelry is so damn expensive, but also why it's so beautiful. And it's pretty easy to tell when a gemstone is cut by hand if you know what you're looking for. Here, watch. Do you see all the facets that are cut into the stone? They are what make a gemstone sparkle. And it's mostly the quality of that cut that determines how much. Now, if this were a machine cut, all of these facets would be the same. They'd have the same angle, the same size. But in a hand-cut stone, every facet is just a tiny bit different. Do you see it? And that means that every facet catches the light just a little bit differently. Even if I only move my pendant ever so slightly, it makes the light dance on the surface. It's fascinating to look at, right? Just keep watching. It's so easy to focus on. It's so easy to focus on the pendant and listen to my voice. To let the rest of the world simply slip away. 12. Just relax and let go. Watch the pendant and listen to my voice. There are the only things that matter anymore. The only things that exist anymore. They are your entire world. Five. Let everything else fade away. There is only my pendant and my voice You see nothing but my pendant. You hear nothing but my voice. You don't hear any other sounds. You don't even hear your own thoughts anymore. Only my voice. Only my words. 13. Listen. Listen and obey. You are sinking deeper, deeper. Natural 20. Of course. Wake up. What's the matter? You're looking kind of woozy. I'm not doing anything to you. We are just playing a game. Detective. Shh, don't try to get up. Getting up now takes willpower. Willpower you don't have. Look at me. Look into my eyes. Shh. Willpower roll. You are captivated by my eyes, utterly transfixed. You couldn't look away if you tried. Stop. Stop what? Willpower roll. 13. You are getting sleepy. Your body is heavy and tired. Way too heavy to move anymore. You can't even move a single muscle anymore. All you can do is keep looking deeply into my eyes. 6. Another fail. You are hopelessly lost in my eyes. Just sinking deeper and deeper. Falling, plummeting into them. Fate. This is fate. Shh. You don't want anything at all. In fact, you don't think at all anymore. All your words turn to smoke and disappear as soon as you reach for them. You can't think when you're looking into my eyes. You can only sink deeper and deeper and deeper. 1. Seems about right. You can't resist me. It's no surprise, really. I'm pretty sure you've been thinking about being hypnotized this entire time. Ever since I first mentioned the word hypnosis, you've been entertaining the idea that it could happen. You've been wondering, could she actually hypnotize me? Is she going to hypnotize me? You've been priming yourself to go under for me. And to answer the question, I am. I have hypnotized many people, and I am going to hypnotize you. I am hypnotizing you. And there's nothing you can do about it. 4. Fail. Your mind is melting in my eyes. Your will is dissolving into my voice. Willpower roll. 16. Fail. You are going deeper. 10. Deeper. 3. Deeper. Oh, 19. Fail. Close though. One last roll. Your mind is blank and totally empty, but somehow you still realize, somewhere down in your very bones, if you fail to resist me now, your mind will melt and you will be lost. Forever. I will brainwash you utterly. You'll never even think anything I don't want you to, ever again. You will be mine, completely. You will simply be my docile, obedient pet. It's not set in stone, not yet. You could still roll a 20. It's not impossible. As you well know. It's not guaranteed you will fail, but it is very likely. So, why don't you finally use your fate point and make absolutely sure of it? Do you want to use your fate point and make your roll fail? Say yes. Obey and say yes. As you wish. My eyes swallow you whole, and you sink. Wake up, all the way awake now. Hey, wake up. I got you good. I don't think the detective will be getting the conviction they were aiming for. But they got something so much better, huh? Getting to serve a beautiful woman like me. Mm. That was fun. We should do it more often. The one-off, I mean. Hypnotizing you, wow, that's a given. Hmm? You think the detective still has a chance? How? You played a hidden action? When? Never mind. Show me. What did you do? A voice recorder? Yes, I suppose that does have some pretty damning evidence on it by now. But I'm not sure it's going to help much. I mean, the detective did get hypnotized. And pretty thoroughly, too. You have no idea of what kind of things my character put into that head. Or what kind of things I put into yours, for that matter. Hey, don't date a hypnotist if you can't handle a little brainwashing. Hmm. Hey, thanks for coming over. Really. I had a really great time. See you again next week? Alright, awesome. I'm looking forward to it. To all of my patrons, thank you so much. And to my spirit guides, Derp and Zoe, thank you so much.